Rudi Garcia's comment should spark reflection, not division. Belgian head coach Rudi Garcia's remarks that Senegal is one of those teams that tend to lose their tactical structure toward the end of game or match have generated intense debate during the FIFA World Cup. Some have interpreted his words as a straightforward football analysis, while others see them as an example of racially coded language that reintroduces long-standing stereotypes about African teams. There is some merit in understanding both perspectives. From a purely footballing standpoint, coaches routinely analyze their opponent's strengths and weaknesses. If Garcia genuinely believes Senegal has a tendency to lose tactical discipline in late matches, he is entitled to say so. Preparing for an opponent requires identifying patterns, and every national team is scrutinized in similar ways. European, South American, and Asian teams are all criticized for tactical shortcomings, defensive lapses, or mental fragility when the evidence supports such assessment. At the same time, right, it is understandable why many people, particularly we as Africans, found the statement, the comment troubling. African teams have historically been subjected to broad generalization that portray them as athletic but tactically inferior and mentally weak. Even when such remarks are intended as football analysis, they can echo stereotypes that have been used for decades to diminish the accomplishment or achievements of African football. Context matters. As someone who closely follows African football and football in general, I watched Senegal's defeat to Belgium with disappointment. After that match, I produced a video on my YouTube channel in which I argue that Africans need to have an honest conversation about our mentality in crucial moments of major tournaments. My point was not to criticize African players unfairly, but to encourage improvement. I know Senegal did a very good job to reach the round of 32. And I know they know their mistakes and they're going to work on that. It is painful as Africans, Senegal supporters or African supporters, to watch talented African teams lose matches in dying minutes after competing so well for most of the game. Too often, we have seen African nations concede late goals, lost concentration under pressure, or fail to manage matches when victory or a draw is within reach. The moments have caused African teams opportunities to make deeper runs in international tournaments. That does not mean every African team suffers from the same problem. Nor does it mean such lapses are unique to Africa. Teams from every continent have collapsed in late matches. Football history is filled with examples of elite European teams and elite South American sides surrendering leads in dramatic fashion. However, if repeated late-game setbacks become a pattern for certain teams, discussing them should not automatically be dismissed as prejudice. Honest analysis is an essential part of improving performance. The challenge is ensuring that those criticism remains specific and evidence-based, rather than becoming a sweeping judgment about African football as a whole. Garcia, for me, I believe that Garcia would have framed his observation more carefully by focusing specifically on Senegal's recent performances, instead of warning that some interpreted as applying broadly to those teams. Precision in language matters, especially at an event as visible as the World Cup, where comments are examined through both sporting and social lenses. And in America in particular, I don't know about other places, but America in particular, anything you say, you got to look at it from the color lens. You got to look at it from all different perspectives. Likewise, those of us who are defending Senegal should not reject every criticism simply because it comes from an European coach. Constructive criticism can be valuable when it is supported by facts and intended to improve the game. Folks, African football has made remarkable achievements, remarkable progress, let's say, over the past 2 decades. More African players are starring for Europeans' biggest clubs than ever before. Coaching standards continue to improve, and several national teams have demonstrated they can compete with the world's elite football clubs. The next step is developing the consistency, game management, and the mental resilience required to finish matches against top oppositions. Ultimately, this debate should not be about choosing between calling Garcia a racist or declaring his critics overly sensitive. It should be about recognizing that words carry historical weight, while also acknowledging that football analysis has a legitimate place in public discourse. If African football is to continue growing, right, we should be willing to confront uncomfortable truths about performances on the field while remaining vigilant against stereotypes that unfairly define an entire continent. Both principles can coexist, and embracing both is far more productive than reducing the discussion to accusation alone. I watched the game. He's talking about, I think he would have been specific with that game instead of being, too broad. I watched the game, and I was driving one of my friends who is a white guy, and he was supporting Senegal, and he said, I was watching the game, and it was 2-0, and I said, oh man, this game is finished. This is a World Cup game. This game is finished. I'm going to sleep. And when he got up from sleep, Senegal lost the game 3-2. He said he was so disappointed. He didn't believe that Senegal would have lost that game. And the video I'm talking about that I made, I was not criticizing Senegal in particular to say. I was saying that we as African teams, we need to understand that We need to be strong mentally in the game. I watched the game with Senegal and I felt they got mentally fatigued, lost concentration, and conceded 2 goals in 3 minutes. I don't want to overly generalize. I saw the same thing happen with the DR Congo. Led the entire game and conceded the lead to England and lost 2 goals to 1. Garcia would have framed his words more carefully and be specific in to Senegal. But I don't think what he's saying. Many Africans have already said it. Many of us have said it, that Senegal or many African countries seem not to be able to maintain their lead in crucial instances. That is not to downplay the achievements. African countries now can compete with any elite European South American teams. And we saw it in this World Cup. We saw Egypt and Morocco doing just that. But we have to try our level best, all our teams, to be very focused when we are in international competitions. Folks, my name is Pico Kanwe, and you're watching When the Dust Settles. On this channel, we discuss the African Union, but we discuss everything that happens on the continent, everything that happens on the continent of Africa. And today, I'm just wanted to make this short video, although it's 12, 13, 14 minutes long, to give my view on the Belgians coaches' comment about Senegal and African football, how they tend to lose, the tactical structure in crucial games. Once again, my name is Pico Kanwe. If you enjoy this football analysis, please don't forget to subscribe to When the Dust Settles. When the dust settles, the real story is just beginning. Until next time, have a great day. I will talk to you. Bye for now.